Today, I want to share something about me as the host of Rachel Thexton Connects. This is not a faith-based podcast, but I am a woman of faith, and it's a significant part of who I am and my life. Religion, church, and faith fall under a category we don't discuss much. Today, I want to change that for a few minutes. So I grew up raised partially by my grandma and poppy, my poppy being my grandfather. And my poppy was a pastor of a non-denominational Christian church. Throughout my young life, I attended church multiple times a week, went to church camp, and was surrounded by my grandma's unwavering love and lessons in faith. But it didn't stick. It may be because of the frailty of humans, mistakes within the church, misconceptions I had regarding the Bible and who Jesus is, and other things that didn't sit well with me. I spent most of my adult life attending church semi-regularly, but not absorbing much, and certainly not living a life based on my faith in God. How a good God could allow for a world to be so broken. This changed last year, as I found myself in a dark place, one of many that I have visited throughout my life, but this time I had more experience under my belt and a little bit more wisdom. I listened to some podcast sermons, asked a lot of questions, and opened my dusty Bible. I am not here to convert you or convince you. I believe that showing you who Jesus is can be done by living my life in a loving, caring, generous, and forgiving way. I often fail, but I do my best. I simply want to share how Jesus has changed my life and how I see God in our broken world. According to the Bible, Jesus spent most of his time here on earth with those we now judge and sometimes cast aside. From those who were addicted to substances, to those who were homeless and outcasts of society. And at the time, he was criticized for this by the church. If you scan the Bible or read it without a mentor or teacher, it can be hard to understand. I am still learning as I go and probably always will be. But it's very easy to misunderstand the Bible. This I know. I cannot do what I do as a wife, a mother, a business owner, a friend, a decent human, or even a podcast host without God. I can't balance the many stresses, pains, responsibilities, and obstacles I face in life based on my own strength. It's not possible. And no self-help book available will provide me with the tools I need. And trust me, I have looked. I have looked to every man-made escape and solution, one that nearly killed me. I could not have faced my addiction and mental health challenges, kept sane as my little boy with ADHD was bullied repeatedly during school during his first few years, forgiven and given grace, managed pain when those I loved hurt me deeply, or forgiven myself for regrets and shameful ways of living. I could not do this without God and his power and love for me, his grace. God has taken the bad in my life and turned it to good, taken my time in the fire and used it to mold my character. He did not cause the pains I experienced, as I and those around me have free will, but he used them for good, and I'm grateful for that. I started to see that Jesus embodies what is right and not what we see in our world today, which is a lot of darkness and brokenness. How Jesus sees people of all races and religions, all backgrounds. I quote from the Bible, "For the Lord sees not as man sees. Man looks on outward appearance, but the Lord looks on the heart." From 1 Samuel 16:7. On God's love. Whoever does not love God does not know God, because God is love. Love is not something God does. It's something he is. And that's from 1 John 4:8. And finally, on judgment. Do not judge or you too will be judged. Why do you look at the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye and pay no attention to the plank in your own eye? Matthew 7. We could talk for hours about Jesus, his teaching, his love, and scripture. But my perspective is that Jesus guides us to a life of integrity, of love, of service, and faith in him. When I am weak, I have found my strength in him. It doesn't mean I don't have doubts and questions, and that's okay. Our understanding of a God who can create a universe such as ours is bound to result in questions and doubts. I pray, I ask questions, a lot of them. If you ever want to know more about Jesus, I'm probably not the best person to talk to. And if you ever want to attend church with me, I would love you to attend with my family and I. Thank you for listening, especially if this topic is something that you're sensitive about, have had bad experiences with, or is just something that you're not comfortable with. I appreciate it. I'm excited to soon present season 5 of the podcast, and you won't be disappointed. I will once again be privileged to host amazing guests, and I can't wait to see you there.